we need to be able to draw a budget line. Okay, so in order to draw a budget line, we would need to know three things. We would need to know the price of the good, and we would also need to know our income. Okay, so we have that information on our problem here. It says we want to draw a budget line for a household that only purchases Publix sub sandwiches, which costs $7, and Gatorade, which costs $1, if the household has $35 to spend. So the first thing we want to do is we want to figure out what is our real income. Remember, our real income is how much of something that we can afford. So our real income in terms of Publix sub sandwiches is going to be our income, our household income, divided by the price. So if we take the $35 and divide it by the price, 35 divided by 7 is going to be 5. So that means we could afford to buy 5 Publix sandwiches. Okay, so if we have Publix sandwiches here and we have Gatorade here, okay, our real income in terms of Publix sub sandwiches, again, is 35 divided by 7, which is 5. So then we also need to figure out what is the real income in terms of Gatorade. And again, it's how much can I afford? And so I have $35 to spend, and each Gatorade costs $1. So if I divide 35 by 1, I can get 35 Gatorades. Okay, so if we just connect those 2 points, that gives us our budget line. Okay, so now it goes on to say then we want to add another budget line on the same graph if income increases to $70. So again, we have to figure out what our real incomes are. So if I have $70 and the sandwiches still cost $7, and I want to find out how many I can afford, then I can afford 70 divided by 7, which is 10 sandwiches. Okay, so that's my new real income. And then for Gatorade, if I have $70 and each Gatorade costs $1, I can afford 70 Gatorade. So that's going to be my real income in terms of Gatorade. So if I connect those dots, well, I didn't draw that very well, but you get the idea. Then I have my new budget line. Okay, so these numbers here on the intercepts for the graph have to be the real income.